I wanted to challenge myself, improve my English, and experience a different education system. I knew that if I stayed in my comfort zone, I would have always wondered what could have happened. So I choose growth over comfort, and because I had the opportunity to get a scholarship in an American university, doing something that I like, which is playing soccer.
Luis Llano is a senior here at HLGU from Arequipa, Peru. Luis wanted to come study in the U.S. to pursue a higher education and play soccer, all while stepping out of his comfort zone. Even though his father was skeptical of him coming to the U.S., Luis made the jump. Join us today as we talk to Luis about his journey to HLGU and the culture shock he's faced. I'm your host, Tre Sangiacomo, and this is Campus Conversations. So first off, I would just like to ask you, just introduce yourself, tell us about where you're from and what brought you to decide to come study here in the U.S.
Okay, there you go. My name is Luis Llano. I am from Arequipa, Peru. It is in South America. It's a beautiful city in the south of Peru with volcanoes and mountains. So the altitude is crazy. It's like over 7,000 feet above the sea level. But not many people from there leave the country to study. So coming to the US felt like a big step. I wanted to challenge myself, improve my English, and experience a different education system. I knew that if I stayed in my comfort zone, I would have always wondered what could have happened. So I choose growth over comfort, and because I had the opportunity to get a scholarship in an American university, doing something that I like, which is playing soccer. Yeah.
That's awesome. So actually, like, what did the recruiting process kind of look like, being recruited, like, to come play in the U.S.? How did that look?
It was not too hard, to be honest, because I got an agency
Okay.
that helped me to come here.
Okay.
Yeah, so they help a lot of people from my country, and
Okay.
yeah, I was with them.
Okay. I feel like that's almost more common because I've seen on like other guys on the soccer team. Like, you guys are all from like Brazil, Colombia. You guys got a couple of guys from like all over South America. Is that kind of like a common thing, like getting with an agency to kind of like help get your name out, get like video of you out, and kind of like get you spread out to different college coaches?
Yeah, exactly, because they have contacts.
Okay,
So
that's really cool.
Yeah.
So before you came to the U.S., what did you expect life to be like here in the U.S.?
Honestly, I expected everything to feel huge and fast. Movies and social media make the US look very intense and competitive. But I thought people would be more distant. But I was surprised by how welcoming many people are, especially in a small university community.
Yeah.
It felt less like a giant country and more like a close environment where people actually care about each other.
Yeah, that's what I think one of like the really big advantages are to going to a smaller university is, like, I feel like everyone kind of like knows each other. Everyone everyone knows each other, It's not like if you go to like a big in-state university, like if you went to like Mizzou or even like bigger schools like Columbia is a bigger school.
Yeah,
like those are schools where like you don't almost get that same connection, which is like, I think one of the bigger advantages to come into a smaller school here in the US. What was your biggest culture shock kind of moment here, your first few weeks here in the US?
I think how independent everything is. Like in Peru, life is very social and family-centered, and you're always surrounded by people. But here, I had to learn how to manage my time, my responsibilities, and my emotions, and everything by my own.
Yeah.
And it was not bad, but it forced me to grow faster than I expected.
All right. Do you feel like that is overall, like, how does that change? Do you end up bringing habits that you learned from being here? Do you end up acting similar when you go back to, like, is there like an adjustment period when you go back home to Peru?
Probably, yeah, because, I have my family and my friends there, so I have like always something to do.
Yeah.
And here, like, I'm in campus. Not every day I have something to do, so I'm more
no,
chill.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially like you guys, like, soccer's out of season. I don't know if you guys are still practicing, but I know when baseball's out of season, like, I still have sometimes where I'm like, what do I do today?
Exactly.
And then you just kind of gotta just figure it out. But I mean, it's not always the worst thing to just have a day where you just sit back and do nothing.
Exactly.
What's something that Americans do every day that like when you see it, you're like why do you guys do that? Like it's just strange to you.
How scheduled everything is. People plan weeks in advance. Even hanging out with friends goes on the schedule.
Yeah.
You know, everything goes on the schedule. In Peru, things are more like spontaneous. You know, you
Okay.
just text someone and say, "Hey, let's go," and yeah, like it's like
So
that.
just overall, you think like just time in the way that like scheduling is.
Exactly. So here I learn structure and, but you know, I also still carry that Latin spontaneous. You know,
Yeah.
but also I learn how to use more my calendar on my
Yeah.
phone.
How is the classroom experience different from here compared to back home in Peru?
I feel like classes here are more interactive. Professors want your opinion. They don't want just the correct answer. In Peru, the education can be more lecture based, but here participation matters. You are encouraged to think, question, and speak, which was scary at first because you know it's another language,
Yeah.
but it helped me to grow a lot. Yeah.
All right. What part has been like the hardest for you to adjust to?
Being away from my family and from my home, yeah, definitely, because you can adapt to language, culture, and other things,
Yeah.
but distance from home hits different because you learn,
100%.
yeah, you learn emotional independence, and
Yeah.
at the same time it makes you appreciate your roots more. It's painful sometimes, yeah, but it shapes
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Like I know like I still like I'm 4 hours away from home and I'll still sometimes get homesick. So I can only imagine like what you would go through
Yeah.
being homesick because you obviously you fly here. How long is the flight
Like
usually?
8 hours, I would say.
Ooh. Wow. Yeah, so that's a pretty decent flight. And then is it our time zones? What's the time zones looking
Well-
like? Are time zones different?
Right now in Peru is 1 more hour.
Okay,
Yeah,
so they're
than
only
here.
an hour ahead.
Yeah. 1
Okay,
hour
so that's
ahead.
not too bad. So at least like if you like you're able to call home
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah, yeah.
frequently. That's at least
Yep.
good because I know like we have other people on campus that live on that are from, you know, like
From Europe. Yeah.
yeah,
the
and that's
time-
a much different time zone.
Yeah.
It's like it's probably like early morning
Yeah.
over there now. So like if those guys get homesick, they can't
Yeah.
always. It's a little harder to. They can't just call home or like call like mom or dad
Yeah.
or like call a friend just to talk to them because
the time is different. Yeah.
yeah, I guess that's not a bad thing though that the time zones it's not too different because then that also helps you. You're not like totally jet lagged completely
Exactly.
when you're on a plane for 8 hours and then it's not like you're taking off and then your flight leaves at like 4:00 and then you get to the U.S. and it's like a completely different time of day.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to
Exactly.
adjust. You don't like. I'm sure you have to adjust your sleep a little bit,
Just a little bit.
but
Yeah.
it's not too bad. It's not not horrible.
Yeah.
All right. What American foods here do you love, and what is a food that we eat here that you just don't understand why we eat?
I love American breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, like pancakes, bacon,
Yep.
eggs. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
But I still don't fully understand how sweet the food is here. You know, everything
Really?
is sweet. Yeah, a lot of calories.
Yeah.
Bread, sauces, drinks. Sometimes I just want salt because it's
Yeah.
not sugar. That's a daily struggle sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are kind of like your favorite foods from back home that you kind of wish would be implemented more into American cooking?
I mean, a lot of things because in Peru we have, I will say, the best food in the world or one of the best. We have the best restaurant in the world of 2025. I mean, you can Google it.
Really?
Yeah, the Peruvian food is very, very good. So pick just one. Pick just one is hard. It's
Okay.
hard.
Okay. Yeah. So you can't think of is there like one specific food that you really miss from back home, or would you say it's just the overall, just like because you said it's a lot of foods here are really sweet. Do you enjoy more like spicy foods? Is that a bigger thing?
Yeah, in my hometown, especially in Arequipa, we eat a lot of spicy food.
Yeah.
Especially there's one dish called rocoto relleno, which is a stuffed pepper, basically the
Okay.
translation. So it's a pepper stuffed with onions, meat, and yeah, more things. It's very
Okay,
good.
yeah.
It's
No,
very
I
good.
mean, I grew up eating like stuffed peppers like that. Obviously, I'm sure the ingredients and some spices and everything like that were maybe a little different, but I can definitely see that. That's cool though.
Oh yeah.
If you were to give a student coming from Peru just a piece of advice, like they were coming here to study or play soccer or do whatever here, what is one piece of advice that you would give to them?
Don't wait until you feel ready, because you will never feel 100% ready.
Yeah.
Growth happens when you are uncomfortable. Speak even if your English is not perfect, make mistakes loudly. The faster you stop being afraid of looking silly, the faster you grow. Yeah.
So just kind of like just take the jump, like just
just
do it. Don't
do
think
it.
about it too much. Just do it.
Do it. Yeah.
That's
Like
awesome.
that.
And then kind of finally here, just to kind of wrap things up here, do you see yourself staying here in the U.S. long term after graduation, or are you looking to go back to Peru?
I see myself making my life here, to be
Okay.
honest. Yeah. I would like to. But of course, I would like to go to Peru and visit my country several times a year.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be too far away from my family and from my culture and
Yeah.
my people. Yeah.
Yeah, family seems like, at least in South American culture, family seems like you guys all seem very, very, it's a very close-knit, kind of like family-centered culture, which is really, that's really
Yeah.
great to see, because I know there's a lot of people here in the U.S. that like aren't as close with some family, but there's also people who are really close with their family. But it's really cool to see that, just how family-centered all of that is.
Yeah, it's something that we learn since we are kids. Like, family is the most important thing.
Yeah,
So,
family is everything.
Family is everything.
Yeah.
basically.
So then, so did you consult? Like, did you talk about, what did conversations look like with your family when you were thinking about coming to the U.S.?
At the beginning, to be honest, my dad didn't want to, because I was playing soccer in Peru.
Yeah.
And he loves to watch me playing soccer.
Mm-hmm.
So he didn't want to. But I told him, like, that to be honest, I want to take another step. You know, I don't see myself here. I like the food and the people, but the environment, I don't like.
You just
it.
kind of wanted something more.
different.
Yeah.
Something more. Yeah. Give another challenge.
Yeah, that's really cool. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Luis. I really do appreciate that.
No, you're welcome, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, thank you. Luis came to HLGU not knowing what to expect, but by not letting fear get in his way of failure, he was able to grow as a person. I hope that Luis's story inspires you to take risks and pursue your dreams without hesitation. Join us next time as we continue to explore the diverse experiences that shape our campus community. Until then, I'm Tre Sangiacomo, and this is Campus Conversations.